Well, the only thing that I mentioned was maybe we could find something that redid silver arrows. Like one every X amount of every full rest we get like I don't know 1d3 silver arrows or something. No, not the bullets, just the arrows. No. I will step up and just say I will take care of this. It's probably best for all the party that I take care of this. What kind of additional features? Well, perhaps perhaps something of ice element. No, just give it a once over, seeing that everything's in order, and sign it. Ryuchi. Sorry, that's just gonna be an item that's gonna turn up just like the goggles. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's all good. Yeah, I was waiting to say the cards. 5 decks of fucking. Look on the bright side, Bo will be able to swindle some people with that and just go, oh, I don't know how this happened. This never happens. And again, oh my god. Wait, wait, stop. Is she sleeping with the corpse? Uh, Okay, I couldn't remember if we put. Okay, I couldn't remember where it was. I couldn't remember if we hit it in like the bed or if it was something else. Yeah, it's been an eventful evening. So, how much gold did we have left over? So everyone gets 20. Cool. I'm gonna go down and join them because I'm starving. Breakfast. So we're all gonna be really loud for Rhea, right? That was a good night, though. That was a very good night. Are you Marcus at New Year? I'll just sit down next to her and put an arm on her shoulder and just say, "Don't worry, it's fine." How is that going to help when she's waiting for? Oh God. Unfortunately, we couldn't get you a present this time. I'm sorry. Exactly. Oh. Oh, Rhea. I'll just give her a good tap on the back and just say, listen, it doesn't matter how long you've been in Baldur's Gate until now. Now you've been christened part of it. Bar fights are standard procedure here. Good job, soldier. Well, next time I hope I get to be part of it with you. I've been in Baldur's Gate enough to know how to deal with this. You can make it fun. You can make a game out of it. And that game usually involves, you know, singing, dancing, and making fun of halfling that will not be named. No, no, carry on drinking. It's fine. But what if one of them is the threat? I'll do my part. I'm not against being subtle about both. Because on the one hand, we should warn him so he does have a little bit more protection. Uh, yeah, we need to know when. A sentence. Honestly, at this rate, at this kind of personal vendetta, I'm expecting them to have a fucking card game duel. It's time. I play Pot of Rats! And I summon Pot of Rats in attack mode, which lets me draw 2 additional rats. That isn't how that works. Oh no, the 3 words nobody wants to hear. Well, first of all, we need to find out what time basically. How long is it until? Because we were up early for breakfast, so okay, to help things along for because we don't actually have a time. Can I roll persuasion to chat to the people who are up for breakfast and see if they know what time it's happening at? Yeah, 15 with a +8. Come on. Oh, okay. So we do have time to go to the warehouse first. So I'll let the rest of the group know that we do have a little bit of time. And what do we want to do? Depends on the day. Lo-fi hip hop beats for chats to chill to. Oh no, the more importantly, Marcus, are you gonna roll the random encounter table on our way? Hillary, Avisa? Do, do, we don't. On the, but I thought for VR it'd be more sneaking up and being like basically Batman style and scaring people. And watch as the rats do a dance around you. Baldur's Gate bell rings for rats to dance to. Yarp. Hmm. What did you roll last time when we did this? Was that 20? God damn it, not again.
Making my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull, go fuck yourself. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, no point. You're like,
What? I'll t- I'll turn to him and go, well, we did have the really long bath before we went into the sewers again, twice. So, I mean, I assume he did something at the tavern while he was trying to sneak in. Okay, so I'll turn around to you and then I'll just sort of casually notice them in the back. Are they close together? Or how far away are they? Okay, give me 1 second. Can I cast Hypnotic Pattern before battle starts? Yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna roll. You said to try it with stealth, right? Okay, I'm gonna just use Veert as cover because he's like the bigger of everyone, and I'm gonna roll with advantage using the inspiration. Don't give Veert ideas. I assume we're walking away. Like, okay, so I will use hypnotic pattern, which is my once a day skill now, thanks to my piety. So you need to. Yeah, I can. If I do it from the middle, I can. No problem. Oh, fuck. Oh man, this is like the perfect setup for me to just walk up to the guy in the middle. Oh. I am actually unsure. Uh, I'm sure I didn't have to do it with any components if it was. Let me. Oh, okay, okay. He sort of like whispers to himself with his hand like cupped to his chest, just spinning his finger, and like little magical things, and then he just like flicks and it goes in the air towards the targets to make a big sphere. Yeah, go for that. Mm.
Bolts, like, are like, I'm actually now thinking of like the Lakshmi like charmed effect from Final Fantasy 14, where they're just kind of like swaying and like
Yeah, the little
confused.
dance.
and like completely incapacitated. But the guy in the middle, who is carrying like another similar like large impromptu bludgeoning weapon, kind of like looks left at one of his friends and then looks right at the other one. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" And then he looks over at you and he's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then now it's going to be an initiative roll. Because he didn't succumb to your spell effect.
There was an attempt, though.
Oh
And
boy.
this works out better.
Okay, let's see here.
Remember and click your tokens. For anyone who needs to remember.
Too much clicky.
I rolled a 6. Fucking hell.
Technically, you rolled a 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Just to make you feel even better.
No, technically I rolled a pie.
Yeah.
Somebody.
For you, that is pretty high.
Hang on. I'm checking. I need to know exactly what incapacitated does. I'm pretty sure they can't roll for anything.
No, they have a speed of 0 and they're just. I assume they're
Right.
just like. Completely fucked.
An incapacitated creature cannot take actions or reactions. Right. Okay, so they're basically like already just out to fight. Apparently I had old turns for you guys, so now I'm checking which initiative is correct.
No, this all looks right.
No, on my screen I'm seeing everybody twice.
Alright.
So I'm trying to like clear that up for my own benefit.
This spell is actually really fucking good because it means that as long as we don't touch them, they're just like they're there.
Yeah, I mean
They're fucked.
it is a pretty useful mez to have at this level. Okay. Rhea actually rolls pretty okay.
Hey.
And then this guy is the only one who's rolling for initiative. Alright, so yeah. Bosingbaw, you see like Ray kind of turn around and do his magical whatnot and like produce this effect that like descends upon this group of ogres who you hadn't to this point notice like following you, and then like the ogre in the middle just starts bellowing like, "Hey, what did you do?" or whatever. And it seems like he's intent on making this a fight. So what do you do?
Well, oh wow, what the fuck? Like, are we
I
fighting
seem
these
to be
guys?
missing from the turn order.
Oh, dang it.
Dang it, Bobby.
Hang on. Somehow I deleted the wrong one. I got you.
I got you, boo. Question mark.
There you go. You should be back now.
Okay.
So, what's the plan, my halfling friend? And keep in mind, both this guy and this guy are charmed and currently incapable of doing anything so long as you don't touch them.
Is it touch them or attack them?
Attack them.
If you do anything like to touch them in any way, they wake up.
Yeah. The spell ends if the effect, or for an affected creature, if it takes any damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of their stupor.
Right. I was going to go up
Yeah.
and steal his bit off him, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you can touch him, you just can't, like, use an action on him.
Yeah.
I was going to go up and take his bolt launcher off him and throw it in the water, but that would be an action and wake him up, so fuck that.
Yeah, it is very likely that I would make you roll like an opposed sleight of hand, and if you didn't roll well enough, he would be like roused by being jostled.
Yeah, fuck that, I'll leave it then. So I'll just move up here, and then I'll just use my action to use dodge.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn.
Siani.
Alright, so I'm guessing through all this, Siani was kind of unaware of what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it seems that way. But now there's definitely an angry, like, ogre who is yelling at you and seems quite intent on making this a problem.
So all she's gonna do for this is she's going to take a few steps forward and yell back, "What are you doing?" and hold an action at the ready, I guess.
Right. And he's just like, "No, I ask you first." Bert.
Man, this guy really wants to die. I'm going to climb up on these boxes. I'm going to point my big fuck off bang stick at him, and I'm going to say, "No, you tell us what you're doing."
Are you going to shoot him, or are you just demanding?
At this point, I'm just demanding.
Yeah, and he's just like, give me an intimidation check. Let's see if you can convince him to give up the game, as it were.
Why is my intimidation so low?
Because
It's charisma based.
Oh!
Oh no! Yeah, so you've got this big gun pointed at him, and he kind of like looks up at you on top of the crates, and he's just like, "Ah, puny antler man."
Oh no.
Very well. Then I'll use an action to... Okay, so this is technically an action, but it's not interacting with them.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
Bane.
Okay. It is not technically an attack. No. So sure.
And I will just send out 3 plague rats at them to just kind of sit on their shoulders.
And that's a charisma saving throw?
It is a charisma save.
Alright, so north doesn't make it. Middle probably not gonna make it.
Charisma
No,
saves against ogres are great.
He does actually make it.
Wow,
he rolls an 18
really?
with
Oh,
he
hold
rolls
on.
an 18 with a crit.
Wow.
This is
Would you like to
apparently-
unlucky him? You said hold on. I'm assuming you have something.
Oh,
you can do
no,
to-
I thought maybe my spell save was wrong, but then I remembered I'm a ranger!
You are in fact a ranger. So yeah, again, like the other two fail and become baned. The guy in the middle is just like fuming mad at you now, and so like apparently that's enough to keep him from like falling under the effect of that spell either.
Fuck this guy. That's all I can do. I have a bonus action.
You do have a bonus action.
Ah, fuck it. We'll cast Hunter's Mark on him. Why not?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
Hunter's mark on this gentleman. Gentleman's. Yeah.
It doesn't actually do any damage this round
For
because
sure.
I'm just applying it.
I got you. I'll put that little target symbol on him to indicate that he's got the floating red arrow above his head. So yeah, we get to Rhea's turn then, and Rhea has kind of like turned around as like the spell goes off, and she kind of sees the ogre, and she sees the ogre yelling, and people yelling back and forth, and she turns to look at you, Ray, and Lucina and Siani, since you're the ones that are still like nearby, and she's got her hand on her sword, like she's uncertain what she should be doing, and she's just like, "Are we fighting? Are we running? What's the plan?"
I don't know.
I'd rather not
Where did
fight.
they come
We need
from?
if we fight him and kill him, then we don't find out what the hell they were doing in the first place. We should probably try and defuse this in a calm and orderly manner.
By beating their fucking heads in.
They're ogres. They probably don't even know what they're doing themselves.
And that's why we should probably find out what's happening.
By
Yeah.
killing them.
No.
No, Bob, that's not how we get answers. We use our words like rational adults.
That's never worked for me in the past.
That's because you don't know how to use your words.
That's because your words are stifled by the horrific drink going down your throat.
At least let me kill the loud one.
No, come on. We need to find
Yeah.
out why. No.
We need to kill at least 2 of them.
No.
We need to kill at least 2 of them. Fuck's sake.
Bo's all
So,
about
yeah.
sending a message, apparently.
Guys, are we evil?
Are we the baddies?
Some of the party are definitely evil. Well, Rhea's gonna hold action because no one can tell her exactly what she should be doing.
Let us attempt diplomacy first before we resort to violence.
Just keep being adorable, Rhea. It's okay. We'll sort this out.
As it is this ogre's turn, he is going to approach this crate, and he is gonna pick it up, and he is gonna throw it at Vert.
Now we kill this one, right? Like,
Diplomacy's out the windows, guys.
right, see? There we go. Great.
So much for diplomacy.
I don't imagine a 12 hits you.
It does not.
So yeah, he picks up this big, like, heavy crate that, like, just for the comedy of the Avatar reference, it's clearly full of cabbages, and he just like holds it over his head and just like hucks it at you. And like
Cabbages!
Fucking
Yeah.
Spider-Man sploot.
And you just kind of like dodge out of the way, and so a crate full of cabbages flies past Vert. It flies over all of your heads, like Ray, Ciani, Lucina, and then just like smashes in the street behind you. And he's just like, "Get down here and fight like a man!"
That's food wasting.
Please someone just say, I am no man.
Lucina,
a
it is your
man.
turn.
Well, as I said, diplomacy's out the window now.
No, it's not. We can still try.
Right? He just threw a crate of cabbages. Not only is that wasteful, that was a clear attempt on Vert's life.
But it's feared.
He is
a
still
good-
one of my children, and I must protect
No,
him.
it's a good thing. They're the rats can eat.
I don't know if this is physically possible, but I want to try and turn my head entirely around like an owl to look at you.
You can't quite do that yet. There is a magic item for that, though.
That's terrifying.
I need it.
As if you needed more nightmare fuel.
There's just so much shade being thrown this morning for like
Hang
a
on.
silly.
Let Lucina go.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
am going to toll the dead, the one that threw the cabbages.
Okay. What is your saving throw? 13. Okay.
Yeah, wisdom save.
Wait, is that right? Your DC is lower than mine?
Yes. Apparently?
It's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier, so...
Yeah, that's right.
What is your
Huh.
wisdom, Vert?
My wisdom is 4.
Oh, no
Yeah.
shit, you're smarter than me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wiser.
wiser.
Yeah,
wiser.
You have a slightly better stat spread. Lucina's like has a 17, so she's off by a point.
Mm,
Let's see here. It is a wisdom saving throw. They are not good at this. He does not make it.
Haha. Totally worth it.
Yeah,
I mean, technically they're not good at charisma either, but they made that somehow.
yeah, you get the tolling of the bell, like Kelimvor like rings for this man, and he kind of like lifts one hand and covers his ear, like offended and injured by a sound that apparently only you and he can hear, and he's just like, stop it!
Well, then stop following us. It's that simple.
Gotta capture you!
But
Well, then I guess we have to kill you.
Finally, someone speaking sense.
Ray.
Okay. Fine, then.
Everyone around you is trying to kill everyone else, apparently.
So I'm gonna jump over Feared's shoulder and I'm gonna stand and balance on the top of the big pile of random assortment shit.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go to the ogre and go, listen, stop! Look, I didn't hurt your friends. They're just sleeping. Why are you after us? Why do you need to kidnap us? Maybe we can come to an understanding.
Make a persuasion check.
All I can hear in my head is the fucking Romeo guy from Hot Fuzz. Stop fighting! Persuasion, yeah.
Yeah.
Oofed.
Do you have inspiration?
Nope, I used it.
Boo.
You have bardic inspiration.
I do, but
You can
that's...
bardic.
He hadn't used it on himself before.
Yeah, you can use it on yourself.
Now he doesn't have it
No, I
already.
didn't have it before the roll.
Like you can't use it. Bardic inspiration can't be used after if it hasn't been given.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, yeah, his wisdom fucking sucks. So yeah, you start like yelling at him, just like, why are you doing this? Like, stop it! And like he gets a little confused, right? Because like he's been injured, and like his friends are like weirdly like enchanted, and like he didn't hit the antler man with the box, and like this tiefling's been yelling at him, and he's just like, Captain said, get people for the boat. We hit you over the head and put you in the sack.
Human trafficking?
Hmm.
Am I able to respond?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just go. It sounds like your captain needs a little bit of a kick in the teeth, if you ask me. That's not how you make good money in Baldur's Gate. Would you like to know how?
He just kind of like blankly stares at you and is just like, Captain said put you in the back.
Oh. I guess there's no hope then.
Just, like, if you don't want to kill them, can we just knock these fucking out? Like, does that work for you?
Aye. That's fine. I thought I'd at least try. I tried, okay?
Look,
And we all respect you for it.
And that would be my main action, not the bonus action, to try and do that. So, I guess for my bonus action, Boasting Bog gets Bardic Inspiration.
I respect the hustle. Yes, Mr. Baugh, you have Bardic Inspiration, and now you know that they are apparently
Thick as mint.
press gangers and also stupid as hell.
Great.
And it is your turn.
Right. I'm just gonna jump up on this box and then fucking whack him in the face with my staff.
And there's bonus damage as well. It's lightning damage, isn't it? It doesn't explode. I can't mind.
I believe so, yes. That will definitely hit his armor class. Yeah, so it'll do 5 points of damage as you kind of whack him with the quarterstaff, and then I believe like he has to expend the Bardic Inspiration on the attack for it to trigger, right?
I'll leave it, then I'll do it in my next one. It's a bonus action. I'll hit him with the Brawler's Maul.
Okay.
Sure.
Attack roll immediately
So
after
the
the creature rolls the Bardic Inspiration die to add it to an attack roll. Yeah,
So what
it
is
needs to be added.
What is the Bardic Inspiration die?
It's a D6, I think, at this level?
Actually, I think it got changed.
Or is it a D8 for you now?
I think it's a D8 now. I'll double check. Not until I'm level 5. It's still D6.
A D6?
Okay. So yeah, you definitely hit And then I believe it adds the same amount of thunder damage to the attack. So you do a total of 8, and part of that is the little like
Moat
floating
exploding.
moat exploding in a splash of like thunderous force.
That'll be my turn.
All right. The for what it's worth, the creature looks to be, because I don't know that it's set up so that you can see his health bars.
We can see his health bar, we just can't see numbers.
Okay. He appears to be in rough shape, as it were. Siani.
Okay. Yes. Do these crates, I'm assuming, count as cover?
Yeah, they can be utilized as cover, yes.
Uh, second. Okay, so first, join them up, hop in crates. And I had a held action, didn't I? I'm not sure
yeah.
how that works.
Technically, because you're the turn passed without like the
Anything
condition.
coming near.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
kind of goes away, unfortunately.
So, not that. I guess she's literally just going to say, I'm not too inclined to be put in a bag.
Right, I wouldn't assume.
And she's going to bring out the crossbow, I guess, and fire that at the one that's not charmed, of course.
Sure.
And
Oh,
Oh, not the
Siani.
crossbow again!
We need to get you a new crossbow, girl.
Oh
Did I get hit in the
no.
back with a crossbow bolt?
The natural ones. Oh,
Hey,
You can't make this shit up.
be thankful you did it now.
Inspiration?
you can re-roll with your inspiration if you would like.
Be
I
thankful you
don't-
did it now and not at next level, because next level I would fuck you up.
I don't want to shoot somebody on my team or something. Okay,
Try it again.
oh god.
Spend that inspiration. Hey, that's better.
I mean, it's not a 1.
Yeah.
Actually, that is enough to hit. These guys do
Nice.
not have much in the way of armor class. So yeah, go ahead and do the damage. Hey, yeah, you like clip him in the shoulder, get a good like hit into the meat of his arm, and he's just like, ah! Vert.
So
Oh.
I'm actually gonna take a page out of Ray's book, and I'm just gonna walk over here, right, like on top of the crates, like right next to him, and be like, and say, and what captain told you that? Because my captain said that we shouldn't go with you.
Are you trying to confuse the ogre? Is this what's happening?
I'll try to get information out of him like Ray was.
Oh, sure.
But yes,
no.
if he gets confused in the process, all the better.
If Ogre
Give
hurts
me-
himself in his confusion, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Give me like a persuasion check, I
Oh
guess.
God, persuasion.
I mean, there are only so
Jesus
many
fucking
social.
Christ.
There are only so many social skills.
You know what? I am gonna re-roll that. I don't want to, but I'm going to. God damn it!
Oh my god.
Ay, ay.
Both just
Yeah.
sitting there watching this really awkward interaction.
I
Shana just
think
sitting there laughing like,
yeah, you hear the dulcet whispers in your ear, Vert, of just like a feminine voice with kind of a deep husky tone, just being like, "How dare you try to defy fate, child?"
God! I'm gonna have to burn myself so much later. I didn't
But-
want to re-roll that, but I felt
Not
like
on
I
the
had
boats,
to give
please
it the
God,
good
not
old
on the
college
boats.
try.
You know what? You should just light yourself on fire during this fight and see if you can do an intimidation on him instead.
No, light yourself on fire and then hug the ogre.
God.
You just need to get a self-immolation vest.
I do need to get a
he's already done it
self-immolation
with his
vest.
fucking hands before.
Just like there's a cord that you pull on your armor and you just burst into flames.
Yep, I need it.
But yeah, no, I think with the role such as it is, like the ogre just like swipes at you with his arm and he's just like, "Get back, Antler Man! Stop trying to confuse Grog."
I'm just gonna put my gun barrel up to his head and just shoot. And
I thought the persuasion would be this action.
huh?
I thought the
Yeah, technically your skill check would have been your action.
I can make offhand attacks with my gun.
You can only
just
make an
don't get
offhand attack as your bonus action if you make an attack with your main action.
Oh, you're right. God damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You right. I forgot about that. Okay, well then I will sit there.
and
Sadly.
just squint eyes at him, just like
Yes, I will just squint eyes at him, and next round I'm gonna blow
audibly
his fucking
stare.
head off. Oh, I will audibly stare at him, and then next round I'll blow his fucking head off.
I love audibly stares, audibly squints, like this has become a whole thing. Yeah, Rhea is just like very confused and doesn't know what she should be doing, but everybody has decided it is a fight.
Rhea, Grog needs love, and by love I mean knock him out.
Yeah, they're breaking the law.
Breaking
Fucking
the
stop
law,
them.
breaking the law.
Like, oh, they're trying to kidnap people.
Yeah.
Well, that's no good. And she's gonna
Exactly.
try to shoot him with her longbow. Holy
Nice.
fuck!
Oh yeah, there it is.
Holy
my
crap,
baby
and great
girl.
damage.
I'm so proud.
Killing ogres for mommy.
He is in bad shape. Let's see here. You are within range, so he's gonna use his multi-attack. He'll try Vert first. Oh, so 26, which is a critical hit.
Oh no.
You know what? Virt deserves this.
Puny Antler Man.
He's taken like no damage the last 4 fights running,
Please
and he
take-
fucked up with the persuasion. He deserves
Please
it.
take 34 points of damage.
Oh no!
Bishaba has spoken.
Holy
I have 1 HP left.
Oh. I shit myself a little next to you.
And just so we all know that I'm not shitting you.
Oh.
God.
fucking
Is he
yikes.
gonna push me away?
Yes, and then he pushes you back 5 feet. And kind of like puts you like in the crook between these two crates, just kind of like stuck there as he's like, I put you in the bag, and just like and then he'll use his other swing on Bo.
Fuck.
You know what? I'm kind of surprised he
And I
didn't
rolled
try
an
and put
8.
you in the back.
Oh, missed.
So yes, he misses with his second swing. Lucina, one of your children has been gravely injured.
Now mom's just pissed off. Alright. What do we have here? Do. How badly do I want to fuck him up?
Very badly.
I mean, you could get right up to him if you wanted.
I'm going to keep a little bit of distance.
Maybe it's a good shout.
Alright, I am going to Guiding Bolt the one that just kicked the shit out of Virt.
All right. That will definitely hit him.
Suck it.
Oh,
Oof.
And then I am going to Healing Word Virt.
Yeah, so the guiding bolt descends from the heavens and smashes into the ogre and just drives him into the ground.
Fucking disintegrates.
Mom, are you okay? do
Oh,
you
I'm
need
good.
a
He just
hug?
he hurt Virt, and that's
It's-
not okay. So we'll
it's
say a
Moonbeam
prayer for him
2.0.
after we're all done.
Lucina, do you need to talk to someone?
No, I'll talk to Kellenborn in a few minutes. Let's just wrap this up, okay?
Just like he will.
let's just get this going. So yeah, the other two ogres continue to just like sway in their confusion because I think hypnotic pattern like lasts for
They did last
minute.
until they're literally knocked.
quite a while.
said concentration for a minute or something.
Yeah. Concentration for up to a minute. So like you have been maintaining the spell. You did not take any damage, so the spell didn't break, and it has not been 10 rounds. So they are still fully under the effect of your phosphorescent display. So they are probably even like unaware of the fact that you just murked one of their friends.
could
We're
just
gonna
leave
we're gonna
now.
go away, and they're gonna wake up, and they're just gonna see that their friend is dead, and just be like, ah, ah, ah!
Right.
I mean, that works. Let's do it. Let's just
I think-
I
fucking
mean,
go, you know?
is there really anything but glittering ash left of him?
I mean, he's got like normally you don't loot the dead, so I hadn't been thinking about whether or not he had anything on him, but yeah, he's probably got like a bag on his hip or whatever if you wanted to like pat him down.
Mother is watching.
Well, I'm not. Dude. No me. No. No mom.
No, mom. So yeah, I mean, if you just want to like flee this situation in the opening that you have created for yourself, that is perfectly fine.
Either that answers with two ogres possibly still hunting the city for us.
Sure.
And possibly kidnapping other people to go in a sack on a ship.
I think they would, if they're as smart as this one here, I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll see that their friend is suddenly dead and run.
Alternatively, you
You're
could.
assuming intelligence.
Yeah, I think Rhea is like kind of like glancing back and forth, and she's like, "That spell's not going to hold for very long. Should we just leave, or should we call the watch?"
I mean, calling the watch is a good idea because we just made a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you.
I say we. Casually glances at Lucina, just like explosion.
I mean, there were several hits that participated in the making of the mess, and Vert certainly let some of his blood out onto a crate.
Yep. All of my
Bloody
blood.
cabbages.
Well, we have lots of potions.
I had exactly 1 drop of blood left in my entire body. Before we do whatever we do, though, I just want to like squat over him and like poke his now exploded head with the barrel of my gun and go, "See, you should have just told us what we wanted to know. Now you're splattered all over the ground. Think, man, think."
God damn it.
Can we,
Lol, got him!
can we do
Think, Grog, think.
before we go? Can we speak to the dead, or is that still on cooldown?
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Think, Grog, think.
I think you just had the one scroll.
Okay.
No, I think I have another one. Hold on.
Just the one scroll, actually.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I still have one more. Speak with dead.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, there
Do
it
you
is.
want to? Ray will walk up to you and go, "We should really maybe find out where this captain is."
We've got more important things to deal with. Like
You
the
could-
The last thing we want to do is get on a boat with him.
You could also just like. I'm gonna like above board as game master to prevent you from wasting resources, right? Like, he's an ogre. He's not very bright.
Yeah.
Like, if someone were to go through his pockets, I know Lucina doesn't like that. There might be useful information in his pockets.
If
Like,
it's for the sake of gathering information and not like material things to line our pockets, then I'm not sure how Kellenborg would feel about it.
There's also
Right,
the
okay.
two that are clearly like in a daze that, as long as we're careful, won't wake up.
It's also the fact that Lucina and Sayani seem to have an understanding that if she searches someone, it's for the purposes of gathering information and not for materialistic gain.
I was going to say
Yeah.
somebody
Plus-
other than me should do it. 'Cause
Plus, if I lose a point of piety for looting a dead body, I'll break even because I'm going to be saying a prayer for him anyways, so,
sure.
you know.
That's fair. You can look at it that way. So yeah, if somebody wants to pat down his pockets,
What would that be? Investigation?
I trust Siani to do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even gonna make you
Fair
roll
enough.
an investigation. There's not much in the dear ogre's pockets. You have like a dead rat,
Mine!
a couple of lengths of string, like, you know, just the kind of like a bullshit that like an ogre would pick up because they think it might be useful or valuable, and it clearly is not.
Beard, if you
But
don't
you-
like skin that fucking dead rat and put a skeleton on your forehead, I'll be bad. I'll be really sad. Sorry.
Why do you think I want it?
Ah, that's fair.
I thought you were just going to dangle it for your antlers.
Oh, Christmas spirit. oh,
Rat
Christmas
corpse
spirit.
earrings.
Yeah.
But yeah, you find in amongst his possessions a scribbled like piece of paper that just says, "Hey Grog, this is your reminder. Grab some people and bring them back to the beautiful barnacle. We need more slaves to tend the oars."
But does it have the captain's name on it? Oh wait, the beautiful barnacle. Then we can
The,
figure
be-
that
the
out.
beautiful,
Has
the
it been
beautiful,
barnacle?
the
Yeah.
beautiful barnacle is the name of the ship.
Yeah. Listen.
I say we get the watch, hand this over to them, and go about our business.
Right.
That's my take on this.
I guess I'll just hop on off the brakes and go off to find the nearest guard.
Right. So you I think to honor the victory here, it'll just be a simple matter of like you run like a short distance, you find like probably people that scattered when Ray first started casting spells, like had already kind of alerted the watch to something being up. And so like you kind of meet them as they're coming this way anyway. And you're able to bring them back relatively quickly, and yeah, so a couple members of the Flaming Fist like show up, and they're just like, "Okay, so explain this to me exactly." As they're kind of like watching, they're like they see like this dead ogre, obviously, and the other two that are still like at least. Actually, probably by this time, like, the spell is probably wearing off, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And
I guess you could have like.
I was going to get. Could we take the weapons off them at least?
I'll just go lay back in my own blood.
Like, yeah, I think the spell is starting to wear off as they come back, and the ogres are just kind of like looking around. They're like, wait, what happened? And then they see like the city watch has shown up, and they're just like, oh no.
And okay, so they're asking what happened.
Yeah, like the ogres are confused, the watch is confused. Like everyone's
yeah.
confused.
Being the
That
person
man-
of few words that she usually is going to say attempted abduction, possible slave trafficking based on this, and she'll give them a note.
Right, and oh, go ahead.
And theft. That one stole all my blood.
Also destruction of property, and she'll thumb towards the smashed crate of cabbages.
Cabbages.
Spirit,
It's just a
that's
guy
attempted
crying next to it.
murder.
I'll just
Steal.
Spirit, that's attempted murder. Oh. All right then.
I'll just turn to the guards and go, listen, there's a whole series of terrible events, but Humpty Dumpty here had a great fall.
Right, and so like the little squad of like flaming fists that have shown up, like called to this confusing situation, like look at the piece of paper that Siani gave them. They look at the ogres who are just kind of doing that like neither of them can whistle, but they're like trying to while like trying to look innocent, and then they look at the rest of you, and like you guys have like flaming fist like IDs or whatever because you're technically working with them, and they just like well, this is an unfortunate mess that we're gonna have to clean up, but and they kind of like look at the ogres, and they're just like, we can't just let you go, right? And the ogres are just like, oh, why not? Yeah, the ogres are just like, well, we didn't do anything. It was Grog, and they point at the body.
Likely story.
So I turn to them and go, it was Grog, and if these two kind fellows don't want to end up like a Grog sandwich, they'll take you to the boat where the problems have been arising, won't you?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Outstanding move, Ray.
Cool. Yeah, so they kind of like mull it over. You can see the gears like slowly turning in the ogres' heads, and as a result the smoke coming out of their ears. And ultimately they do that kind of like slow like incline of their chin, and then slowly like nod twice, and they're just like, yes, we take you to Captain Barry, and you deal with him.
Hey, at least it wasn't Captain Crunch.
And the flaming fist kind of like look at the ogres and squint, and then they look at you, Ray, and they're just like, you have just made our day so much more difficult.
What are you talking
You're
about?
welcome.
I've made
Heaven
your day
forbid
so
you
much
do-
more entertaining. I mean, these
Yeah.
guys will just. These guys could. Yeah, honestly, you could just throw a bit of cheese at them and they'll be happy.
Heaven forbid you do your actual fucking jobs.
Hey,
Right?
You
try
know.
being murdered and being stuffed in a bag.
And they're just like, all right, take us to Captain Barry. and the ogres and the flaming fist like depart, leaving you all with Grog's body.
Fine. Siani knows how.
I-
Lucina knows how to deal with that.
I have
Yeah.
to offer it up to Bashaba before Lucina gets her hands on it.
I'm just going to say prayers for it.
Okay.
There, job done. Let's go.
Are you
I
literally
have-
gonna set Grog on fire and like?
Yes. I have to. I've angered my goddess. I have to. I have no choice.
Right, so you say your religious prayers over the body, and then, I don't know, Vert, make me a religion check, I guess?
How are you intending to set this thing on fire?
I mean, he's got a bag full of black powder.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair.
hey, take your pick.
Wait, didn't you have bottles full of oil?
Yeah,
think
I've got a couple bottles of oil.
He's got
I've
oil,
got,
too. He's got a flint, and he's got a
Yeah.
tinderbox, too, I'm pretty sure.
I do. Sorry, I was making
You
a
said
religion
Flint,
check.
and I just had fucking flashbacks to Shanks in the trap. I'm like, ah!
Yeah, okay, you say a few prayers, you do, like, the appropriate, like, gestures, and you ignite the body, I guess. Which leaves, like, a bunch of the people who were kind of, like, drifting back into the area because they thought the conflict was over, like, staring in confusion and a small amount of horror, and several of them just decide that today is not worth it, and they are going back home. And yeah, somewhere in the back of your mind, I think you hear, like, the quiet, like, rustling whisper of that feminine voice just being like, it's good enough for now.
I will breathe a huge sigh of relief. Listen,
For
you don't
now.
understand. Yeah, for now, you don't understand, okay? Listen, that could have been bad.
And yeah, you are able to flee the situation such as it is and get back on your way to the Manor Gate, which leads into Hightown, which is simple enough for you to negotiate because you have, like, the writs of, like, passage because of the people that you have been working with, and eventually, actually, you know what, you probably have to, like, stop and ask, like, a guard, right, like, which one of these mansions is Duke Portier's, because you haven't been there before.
Yeah.
But I imagine that, like, given that you have, like, Flaming Fist IDs and, like, association in that regard, like, it's probably not that hard for you to find that information. So a short time later, it's not even probably been, like, 2 hours since you woke up. It's still, like, relatively early going in Baldur's Gate today. You find yourself outside of, like, what is an otherwise, like, very nice, like, upscale estate, not unlike, like, Clem Jasso's or whatever, where it's got, you know, like a
Jiggy.
a walled, like, fenced in, like, yard with, like, nice gardens in it. There is a big, like, wrought iron gate that has, like, the Portier, like, family crest, like, sat on it, and the building itself is, like, you know, it's one of those, like, I'm imagining, like, an English manor in the countryside or whatever, right? Like, more rooms and more floors than is, like, conceivably necessary, and is definitely, like, a very old, well-constructed building that is an ostentatious display of wealth. And there is just, like, a footman in Portier family colors, like, outside the gate, whose job is to stand there with a halberd and look impressive as you approach.
Alright, big inhale, big exhale. Ring ding 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 ding.
So you just start walking towards the gate while violently ringing a bell.
Two
I
bells.
imagine Bill just standing right in front of this guy and he throws the bell.
Yes.
It starts ringing it in his face.
Yes, exactly.
And so yes, the footman just stands there, halberd in a hand, like, trying to keep a straight face. Just, like, so desperately trying not to show amusement or annoyance or any other emotion on his features as you just continuously ring this incessant bell at him. And finally, he just, like, you see, like, the one eyebrow twitch, and he's just like, is there a particular reason that you are soliciting at our gates, citizen?
This has got the seal of Duke Portier on it, right?
Sure, but that doesn't mean anything to him.
I'm just gonna turn it around so you can see the seal. We'd like to go inside, please.
Right, and so you present the bell with the seal on it, and like he looks at it for a moment, and then he looks at you, and he is just like,
Looks back at you, looks back at the bell, looks back at you. Sadly, he isn't you.
right. It's just like, on what grounds do you seek entrance to the manor, sir?
We need to speak to the Duke, of course.
It's of great importance.
And whom should I say is calling?
The bellboy, obviously.
The bell. Thank you, Ray. Perfect.
The bellboy. And so you see this just like a long suffering like a look on his face as he lifts his free hand to his ear and is just like, we have an antlered individual called the bellboy at the front gate. I'm told he needs to speak with the Duke on matters of great importance, according to his halfling.
Well, no, you see, my name is actually... But you may call me Viert.
Yeah, bellboy.
Yeah, and he kind of just like squints at you in annoyance, and then like puts his finger back to his ear again, and he's just like, let me amend the previous statement. His name is Rustling Leaves, apparently, aka Vert.
They're not joking about the serious part.
We're not joking about what?
The grave important part.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, so like there's a pause after the second part, and then like a few moments later, like you see like the doors to the manor open, and like two more footmen like in house colors, escorted by like an elderly looking gentleman who is dressed like, I don't know, like whatever like a butler or like a manservant would look like. Yeah, like come out to the gate, and the footman like open the gates for you, and the head servant is just kind of like, we didn't expect visitors today, but this way, if you would.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition!
No one expects bellboy. They should by this point. Don't you have a bell for each hand, too?
I do. I was ringing both bells.
Oh my god. You are just the most amazingly insufferable person.
Thank you.
Oh, it's tremendous.
That's normally his goal when he makes a new character.
I'm seeing this now. I look forward to whatever the next game we play is after this.
Just be glad you don't add the insanity stat, because we had a temporary DM that did that, and I'm pretty sure he almost killed a Maya at one point.
Yeah. It's like he didn't expect someone to put their highest stat in insanity. Come
No,
on.
your lowest stat. You had a 6 in insanity.
Oh yeah.
So there's a guy who runs a game store in the area that I live in who he runs Call of Cthulhu off and on because he works as a contractor for Chaosium, actually. Like on the side, and Chaosium are the people that make the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. And he has a house rule in that game where you can voluntarily sacrifice insanity points to be better at stuff.
I would totally do that.
And I have nearly driven my own character into non-player character status by burning more insanity than everybody else to run faster than everyone else so I could get in the door and slam it before anybody else could get in the building.
Perfectly rational.
Yes, exactly how I would play it too.
But that's Call of Cthulhu. But yeah, the head butler kind of like motions for you to follow and leads you inside. And a short scene transition later, we find ourselves in the sitting room.
Ray, what would the vert equivalent of a high five be? Because I feel like you and me need a high five.
An
I don't
awkward
know.
handshake.
Okay, think about it.
But yes, you find yourself in the sitting room, and then a few moments after you are brought in, whilst probably like the maid, like one of the maids is just like, "Is there anything I could get for you to drink while you wait?"
But yeah, get a bottle of wine or something. Great.
Yeah, and she just kind of like blinks at you, and she's like, "It's a bit early for wine, isn't it?"
Oh, you're right. Still Bloody Mary then.
She just kind of shakes her head and turns to everybody else. Tea, coffee, water.
Oh, I've already set up my magical tea set and started making tea for everybody.
You're just already making tea, and she's just like, "Well then, Bloody Mary it is then." And she just like excuses herself, and then
Juice.
she's on. Oh, juice, yes. And she's like, "Yes, I'll see
Apple,
what I
if you have it.
I'll see what I can find." And as she's like excusing herself, the Duke and his niece come like walking into the room, like dressed and ready for the day, and then just like, my friends, I didn't expect you to come calling at my house. I'm told this is a matter of grave importance." And he comes like to sit down in like one of the chairs while Lyra kind of drifts over to like the fireplace and just kind of like leans against the wall and crosses her arm in like a mixture of like bemusement and also like, okay, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
I hand both of them a cup of tea as well. Earl Grey with honey.
Wonderful,
Starting
wonderful.
to taste thanks to Lucina.
Yeah, the Duke obviously takes the tea and is quite pleased by it. Lyra, for her part, I think actually just holds up her hand and she's like, "Thank you, but no, I've already had a drink this morning and I'm about to be heading out for the day either way. I just was curious as to what is so important that we find you knocking on our door this morning."
You're going to be assassinated.
Dude,
And there's the implicate way to put it.
Right,
One.
and I think they both like simultaneously go wide-eyed, and it's Dillard, the gentleman, who just kind of like stammers. He's like, "Wait, who? Me or my niece? What do you mean assassinated?"
Take it from there, Ray.
I'm going to
Oh, or
offer the cup
Lucina.
of tea back to the niece with a sympathetic look. Like, I'm so sorry.
Just
Right,
like,
and
pat on the hand, just like, I'm so sorry.
yeah, she. With this revelation, she takes the saucer and then like finds a chair to sit down in.
That was just Vaird's plan to get them to drink Lucina's tea.
And they'll just turn to them and I'll just be like, "Yeah, we've been doing some extensive investigations, and in our well, we discovered quite a number of things, but more importantly, someone wants you out of the picture. So specifically tomorrow, at your
At the speech.
at your speech."
So, just confused, stammering, and just like staring, and it's just like, what? But who would? Why would someone want to assassinate me? And during a speech about being good neighbors and proper refugee relief and all of those other things that we talked about previously. It's quite
Cause-
rude.
to, to cause chaos. Because it seems that is the end goal. Despair in Baldur's Gate.
They probably want more bells.
Just to put this out here, it's not him that's going to assassinate you. We promise. Like,
Right, like the Duke is at this point like he's mutton chopped like big jowled man who's like now just begun sweating profusely and has produced a handkerchief from somewhere and he's kind of like patting his brow and he's just like, well, I'd hoped that the assassin would just be here in the room with me. Or
Can we give a
Hey,
shifty eye to the other woman?
Of
Shifty
course
eye
not.
to all the fucking butlers and maids, just like
Of course not. If I killed you, I wouldn't get any more bells.
good point.
you considered diversifying into whistles.
Oh no.
I mean, he's
Don't
got the hand
encourage
signals down.
him.
Whistles sound good.
Then you could have all the bells and whistles.
Oh my.
How about a pan flute? Ooh, no, a hurdy-gurdy.
Bells and
That was
whistles.
great.
Gurdy.
Yeah.
Ernie! So that's what Ray needs. Ray needs to take up the hurdy-gurdy.
Ray does need to take up a hurdy-gurdy.
I have songs for that, Ray. Just think about it, okay?
Well, our makeshift band does need a singer. Hmm.
But no, he's just like, so. You believe that there's an assassination that's meant to be taking place. Do you have any idea who or why? Outside of causing chaos, I mean, that's a
Wait.
very high level, kind of pointless plan, I would think. There must be some deeper understanding.
We
There
weren't sure
is-
who was hired, did we?
Hmm?
We weren't sure who hired the assassin. I don't think.
No, we knew it was one of or it's heavily implied it's like the noble house, isn't it?
Yeah, there's.
Yeah. Van
I don't remember all of the details of exactly what I told you, but I feel like there was a pretty heavy implication that like Duchess Van Thamper is involved in some meaningful way, but like the specifics kind of like slipped through the cracks.
We'll just tell him simply that one of the nobles here in Baldur's Gate has taken not very nice interest in yourself, and unfortunately, it has crisscrossed with the murders.
It might be a play for power or something.
Yeah, and I think it's Lyra then who kind of like leans forward in her seat and she's just like, you see, this is exactly what I was saying, Uncle. Older Ravengard, suddenly out of the picture, there's a power vacuum, we have factions competing for control of the Flaming Fist, and now your agents come to us and they tell you that some noble family is planning on assassinating you. Clearly, someone is attempting to seize power in the city.
I'll just reply with, well, you may be right. I don't think it's the city per se they're looking at as a whole. Because a lot of the problems we've encountered and the path we've been going towards, it's all cultists. Cultists of Zariel from the Hell Dimension.
Yeah, and I think Lyra kind of like blinks at you a couple of times and she's like, I knew that you were investigating the murders and we were certain that there was a cult involved, but what possible purpose could a cult dedicated to one of the archdukes of hell hope to gain in destabilizing Baldur's Gate?
And I'll just I'll just sort of stand up and sip a nice cup of tea because gotta do it dramatic. Sips tea diabolically. There we go. And I just turn back to them and just like, well, there was Elturel, and nobody can explain that. And it leads to. It's not a bad idea to consider it could well be what they're aiming towards here, and that causing a panic and despair is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, and I think Rhea, who obviously is like still with you, right? When you mention Elturel and kind of like spin your theory, she's just like, wait, you mean you think that the cult is trying to destroy another city?
It's
And
not,
I'll just
not far off. Could be.
there is the document we got that explains about them trying to whip up despair in Baldur's Gate. I can't mind exactly which one it was, but we'll just hand it to her and let her read it.
The carvings off the altar. Say about
Yeah.
that, if I recall correctly.
There are quite a number of handouts. Yeah, let's see here.
It's
Notes
staying
and
like
letters.
in the rod of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Name of the Hidden Lord, yada yada yada. Deep in the rod of Baldur's Gate. Yeah, you've got that in that rubbing from the altar. You've got yeah, there's also that note
Yep.
about in completing this work, you shall rise to the rank of Black Gauntlet in the esteem of our mistress Zariel. And when the cult truly claims the Flaming Fist, you and your hidden fist shall become the left hand of judgment. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like, yeah, the cult is definitely trying to like do some shit, and with all of the evidence that you're able to present, I think with every piece of evidence you hand to Lyra, who reads it, like her expression becomes darker and more serious, and then she passes it over to her uncle, who reads it, and his expression, like his face becomes like whiter, and his eyes become wider, and he becomes more and more concerned, and he's just like sweating like terribly at this point, and he's just like, oh dear, these are trying to I honestly, I don't understand any of this, but it can't possibly be good for the city.
Nope.
It's not good for the city, it's not good for the refugees, and it's not good for us,
So then I mean, you're adventurers. What should we do? I mean, we have our few allies in the Flaming Fist. We could certainly try to increase security, or I could delay the speech, or
I'll interrupt and say delaying the speech would just arouse suspicions. Getting more guards when you don't know who to trust may also arouse suspicion.
Yeah, you could just be getting people that are against you to protect you. Like, you need to know. You need to be sure who you trust.
For now, you shouldn't trust anyone, not even the
Wow. What a dick.
I'm giving Ray a dirty look because how am I not trustable?
Except you, Mom. You're great.
I was going to slap that too and say, Ray, that's not helpful.
Also, say to them that we're also going to need to have a look at your warehouse in the lower city, because there was an incident that happened outside it, and we think it's got something to do with the assassination.
yeah, and he kind of like blinks, and he's just like, wait, what do you mean there was an incident? What?
A murder.
A murder, yeah.
A murder. This is what we call a murder in them.
Murder!
Were
Change the
killed.
fucking record!
What happened, Poe? Traffic collision.
Yeah,
Nasty way to go.
he just like gives you this goggle-eyed stare, just like this is all very much too much for him. And his niece is just like, wait, so which is the one down by the docks or one of the others?
I think it was the one by the docks where we met the
Yeah,
rat kid.
yeah, it
Or
is the one
rat
by the
nest.
docks. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and she's just like, and she turns and she looks at her uncle, and she's just like, Uncle, that's where we're keeping the supplies for the celebration. Most of that is slated to be moved to the wide this morning so that they can begin setting up the stage and the decorations.
I very
I'm sorry, I didn't get that, Avisa.
I said I would very carefully check that for sabotage.
Was there any like food involved with that, or was it just like actual stages and seating and stuff?
No, we don't store consumables in that location. It would just be, as you said, risers for a stage, seating for the audience, with the normal guests, anyway.
Places for people to hide?
Yeah,
Certainly there would be
boxes or something
bunting,
that you would be moving.
streamers, containers that you could use to transport the goods to and from the location. You know, the kinds of things. My uncle does love to throw lavish parties, so we tend to keep as much as we can on hand to make sure that the decorations are always the best they can be. But now we have the concern of whether or not they have become weapons that might be used
Yeah.
against us.
Mm.
I wouldn't trust any of the stuff that's in that warehouse, to be honest, because that if something did happen there, there'd be no real way of finding out what the fuck was tampered with.
Yes.
Mm.
We'll have to take extra time to go through everything and make sure that none of it has been converted into a trap or an explosive device or something. In the
The sooner
meantime,
the better.
yeah,
I'll mention to. Oh, so on you go.
But Ray does have the right of it. Delaying the speech would only raise suspicion and possibly show weakness.
My the Ray joins in the conversation a bit more, and he just words are hard tonight. Fucking hell. Ray pipes up and he says, "Listen, maybe it's worth you finding one place where you think you'll be safe in that area just to stay until it's time for you to go out for your speech. If you do that, it means anyone you know without a doubt that you can trust will be able to keep an eye on you. And as an added bonus, as long as it's somewhere our friend Viert can see, you'll be doubly safe."
It may be our best chance to draw them out.
yeah.
Indeed.
The Duke kind of just gives you this look where he's just like, wait, so are you're saying that I should go forward with the speech then, and you're implying that you intend to use me as bait to capture this
No,
assassin?
no. Well, yeah.
In the safest way possible.
But you can
You'd be a
be as
lot
light
safer with us there than not.
Yeah, and he kind of looks at Lyra, and Lyra kind of gives him this like, you know, half nod and like this very determined expression, and she's like, technically, Uncle, the adventurers are correct. It would be unfortunate for your political aspirations if you were to cancel the event just a day before it was set to happen, and even if you did, the assassin is still hired to kill you. They would just come at you by other means.
I walk up to the Duke and I go, "Listen, I understand that you're a little worried. Okay, a lot worried. It's pretty terrible. Nobody wants assassins after them. Come on."
Understandably so.
So, I'm going to give you something that will guarantee your safety.
Guarantee.
He's going to give him the ichor coated dagger.
Oh, no.
Why?
And
I mean,
he's not going to say what it is. He's just going to say, "This dagger is special. We found it before we arrived at Baldur's Gate in It was a very surprising find, but I guarantee you, no matter what happens, if you just touch someone with this, you'll be safe.
Don't touch it
The,
yourself. Ryan is going to stress
this,
with her tail twitching.
this just seems like a terrible idea up and down. I'm going to say out again.
Right.
This is a terrible fucking idea.
The Duke
But
kind
it'll
of
like
looks at it.
it'll throw a wrench in the plans. It'll just be like, who knows, suddenly a
think-
pustuloid.
Do you think the assassin's going to get close enough for the Duke to stab him with this knife? Like,
I don't have
And that
anything
he
else
wouldn't
I can
have
really
access to his
part
own
with.
weapons?
Look, I don't have anything else I can really part with right now. I'm trying to
Sure.
ease his mind, and
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say to him, look, I'll take it back when we're done, because this is very important to me. I'm trusting you with this because
Right.
it'll help you.
Yeah, he kind of like reaches out towards it to take it, and like he hears everything that you guys are saying about it, right? And he's just like, so if the worst should happen, I stab them with it, but I'm not supposed to touch the blade.
But
Is it
seriously, don't get that stuff on your...
is it
Do
is
not-
it poisoned?
yes, it's like very,
manner.
very, very deadly poison. Like one single touch could end your whole fucking life.
Yeah, and he kind of like reaches out with both hands then to take the dagger offered like very gingerly, right? And he's just like, oh, this must be one of those fascinating magical items that you adventurers have.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
keep
totally.
it. I'll keep it very safe. And he kind of like clutches it like in both, like the scabbard in like both hands or whatever, like it's a charm against evil or something, right? Because he has no reason to doubt you. Like
Yeah.
every time you do something, like it works out well for him, and like Ray is generally like. Beyond like Lucina, who is like mom, like Ray is the most goody two shoes of the party, right? So he's just like, all right, I guess yes, we have to go through with it. But I don't. Based on this plan, this implies that you'll be present tomorrow to provide security or attempt to defeat the assassin, so that I
Yeah.
don't.
That's the plan.
I'll say to him, look, I understand, like, we're gonna look at this warehouse ourselves and see if we can find any clues and maybe avert this before tomorrow. But if tomorrow comes and you're still a little worried, I suppose I can do one more thing for you. And I need you to trust me on this. So I'm gonna I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation, and I'm gonna make like the most sparkly, ridiculous white symbol below his feet,
Sure.
and it's
Oh.
and I'll like do some dancing lights around him so he feels like a little bit of heat and just something happening, and I'll just be like, there. That is going to leave me a little worse for wear, lying out his ass. So, but this will keep you safe. I've cast a charm from a small village a few miles back. You'll be safe.
Okay, give me a deception check with advantage.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. He seems to like relax somewhat more visibly as you go to the trouble of like creating this ridiculous display of like fake magic, and like make no mistake, like out of the corner of your eye you can see that like his niece
It's
is
just
not
like,
buying it.
yeah, she's not having any of it, but it's fine.
Right? Like she doesn't buy it for a minute, but the Duke is just like, yes, excellent. I have a poisoned dagger from an adventurer, and I have been blessed by one of their useful spells. This should be fine.
And I'll just walk over to the beast and pat her on the shoulder and just lean in. It's like, better that he thinks he's safe than sit there terrified.
Wonder.
Yeah, and so he's just like, well then, I guess there's nothing for it than to wait for tomorrow. And you still have work to do. It's suppose this has turned out to be part of the investigation that I originally hired you all for. Your job is still afoot. You said you were going to go to the warehouse?
Yeah, I think we might be able to find, or we might get lucky and find something there. Clues or.
Yes. Perhaps it is, and he kind of like looks at Lyra and he's just like, have they moved the decorations yet? And she's like, I am not sure, Uncle. I know we were intending to set them up today, but they might not have started yet, as it is still only barely past the breakfast hour. And he kind of like nods and he's like, well, better safe than sorry. And he gets up and like walks over. There's like a small like standing like writing desk in the corner, and he like lifts the lid and like pulls out like a piece of paper from his stationery, and he like writes a really quick like note and then walks over to the window and opens it, and then with like shaky hands he very carefully like folds the piece of paper into like a paper crane or whatever, and then like just kind of like tosses it out the window, and you see as like the paper like comes to life, and the paper bird like flies off into the city, and he's like, there, the party planner should know to hopefully leave everything in the warehouse as it is, assuming that message gets to them before they start work for the day. That should be helpful. Yes, I'm trying to.
Yeah, no,
That is
should
helpful. In the meanwhile, you should try and act as normal as possible.
Yeah, you hear Lyra mutter under her breath, "This is fairly normal for him."
So Andy's just gonna sort of have like the corner of her mouth twitching, like trying not to smile.
Yeah, and he turns and he's like, "What did you say, dear?" And she's like, "Nothing, Uncle."
Well, I guess we better. I don't know if it makes a difference, but the assassin that we heard was hired is called Ribbons. Like, pretty.
So
Pretty
the
bad news.
Duke faints dead away.
Nice.
Just like you say, I don't know if it matters or not, but the assassin's name was Ribbons, and the Duke like looks at you, and then just like his eyes roll back in his head, and he just collapses on the floor.
And facepalm.
Yeah, and Lyra just kind of like looks from him to you all, and then
Sorry.
she's just like, "This is fine. I you do know his reputation."
Yeah.
We heard.
Yes, well, I guess I should say we assume it's a he. I suppose it could be a woman.
Yeah.
No one. That's the thing about ribbons. Like, no one has actually ever seen them. We just
Oh.
know that whenever someone is killed by them, there is a length of black ribbon that is found at the murder site as a calling card.
So yeah. Good luck with that. We'll
That's
Good luck with that.
we'll jog on and like try and find some clues.
Yeah, and she nods and she's like, given that revelation, I think I might go ahead and make additional arrangements in the meantime, just in case you prove to be inadequate at the task.
Fair. Very fair.
fair.
Can I insight check her and see if she's actually Ribbons all along?
I mean, yeah, you can make an insight check if you would like.
You thought it was Ribbons, but it was me, Dio!
Should have insisted on that.
You I think with an 11, you get the feeling that, like, if the Duke dies, right? Like, the way she's behaving, the way she's talking, and the way she has responded to most of these developments, the thing that is foremost in her mind is that if her uncle dies, it is very bad for her political aspirations.
Okay.
So,
But
like,
what if she's part of the cult and it's not political?
I mean, I don't know that that is a vibe that you would get from her with an 11.
Yeah, I know.
I think what you're getting here is
Heavy
her
vibes of God damn it, I don't want my uncle to die.
yeah,
It's bad for me.
her concern is genuine, but it is selfish as opposed
Yeah.
to being concerned for his actual well-being.
Okay. Okay.
And so yeah, she's just like, well, I should not want to take up more of your time, and she like returns the teacup and saucer to you, Lucina, and she's like, the tea was lovely. I wish it had been under better circumstances.
I'm very sorry about the circumstances, but I hope it provided you a little bit of comfort at least.
Yes, it's always nice to have a well-prepared cup. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get some of the servants to come take my uncle back to bed, and I assume you have work that you would like to be getting on with.
That we do.
Yeah, and so she has the head butler escort you back out, and you are deposited back out on the street in front of the gates, standing next to the self-same footman with the halberd that you accosted with a bell, probably about like an hour ago in game time, and he just tries his best to just look anywhere else other than directly at you.
How's that working out for you, bud?
And I think that's probably like the shot we get, right? Like going to credits is just like the group of you like standing on the street with Duke Portier's house behind you, and this guard like conspicuously like looking the opposite direction from the party, just like, why am I standing next to these lunatics? And next time we can pick up with the investigation of the Duke's like warehouse where he keeps all of his his party supplies and what have. That'll be fun.
That was an entertaining round of things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine, man.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, you good. You Gucci.
Now, in terms
I mean,
of
how dare.
experience gained, you did actually have a fight, so let's talk about what you learned. I need to get my calculator out. What is the bolt launcher worth? Give you half XP for beating the encounter, but not actually killing him. And then 5. Okay, so everyone will gain 190 experience points for
Oh boy.
dealing with the press gangers.
190. So that's 9.
60, 60.
60, 60.
Yep. And then, obviously, I believe we have some ridiculous piety questions to go through. Like, obviously, we know that Ray went out of his way to try to make everybody like happier and improve people's mood. I don't think we can argue that Ray doesn't deserve piety this session.
Definitely.
By the same token, my ingenious plan splattered my blood all over everything. Just saying.
Yeah.
There's piety.
Yeah, you definitely deserve piety there, Vert. Let's see here. Do we have like a good, like ridiculously like lucky or bullshit moment from our halfling this week?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know that we did. And like I said, I think we established that like allowing a body to be looted is balanced out by then like promptly performing all the necessary funerary rites before Vert set the body on fire.
Yeah.
So I think Lucina is net breaking even this week.
Yep, I'm good with that. We got information. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let me check Siani's triggers. Hers are the ones I always forget the most.
It's like going new places and stuff.
Yeah.
Exploring,
Yeah.
going new places, or helping people.
Well, I mean, you definitely made an attempt at helping people, and
You did try and do
and-
you tried to non-combatantly calm them down, so.
You went to
yeah,
the fucking
I think
And-
I'm
and we
sorry.
got to the Duke's house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is technically a place you haven't been before. So like, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Three mini gains equals one actual gain.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. You have some magic items that will be coming to you in the near future. You have a clear direction for next time, and we have reinforced that the Duke is kind of a useless tit.
I have a thought about something, but I'll save that for
Oh, and for those who don't know, it's 6,500 for the next level.
We're so close.
You are
so
very
close.
What'll that be for you? Level 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey.
Level 5.
Level 5.
I think level 5 is a good one. I think that might be where your proficiency bonus goes up.
It is.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if the bonus goes up, we get second attacks on our attack.
There's a big pile of things I need to go through.
And I get extra attack as well.
Nice.
And I get extra damage for most of my spells.
Fuck
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, level 5 is a good one.
I think I remember if it's level 5 or level 6 where it's level 5 where my bardic inspiration I can actually just use it respawns every short rest. So
Yeah,
I can use
that's
So-
the level where Bard like goes Super
Blows up,
Saiyan
yeah.
for some inexplicable
yeah,
reason.
So I'll just be like, and you get a bardic inspiration, and you get a bardic inspiration.
Wonderful.
Stop the stream.